was supposed to be a triumphant return. The magnificent redeveloped Camp Nou, rising from the rubble to host 105,000 cheering fans. Barca's new cathedral. We were promised a glorious comeback. November 2024. Then February 2025. Then the start of the current season. But here we are. And the most famous stadium in football is still a construction zone. The team is still playing at the Olympic Stadium, and the deadlines? They're still slipping. Why? Because beneath the promises, the grand vision, and the sheer scale of the Espai Barça project lies an ugly truth. This isn't just about a few slow-moving bulldozers. This is about money and safety colliding in a spectacular and very public disaster. Let's start with the one word that keeps popping up. Safety. Club officials have repeatedly given dates, only to have the Barcelona City Council slap them down. You see, any construction project of this size needs a license of first occupation. It's the city's way of saying, okay, this is actually safe for tens of thousands of people. And what did the city inspectors find? Not a few minor tweaks. Reports suggest fire department inspections alone flagged over 200 issues in the initial phase. 200. We're talking about basic fundamental safety concerns. Entrances, exits, fire suppression systems. It's a mess of red tape, yes. But this is a red tape that literally saves lives. The city's message has been crystal clear, and I quote the head of sports, David Escudé. The key word is safety. Nobody is going to breach the regulations for a football game, no matter how desperate Laporta is. And let's be honest, those regulations are in place because corners were either cut, or the construction timeline was so aggressive, it was set up to fail from day one. But hold on. It gets uglier. Even when the city did grant permission for a partial opening, a license for around 26,000 fans, Barça refused. They turned down the chance to finally come home. Why? The answer, as always with modern Barça, is the bottom line. The Olympic Stadium, while temporary and far from Camp Nou's home feeling, can hold over 55,000 people. A partially opened Camp Nou? Only 26,000. That's a massive drop in ticket sales and revenue per match. The club's own financial executives admitted it. It didn't make economic sense to move back until they could open a larger section, Phase 1B, which would get them to nearly 47,000 fans. So here's the ugly twist. The club is so financially strained, so reliant on every single euro of matchday revenue to justify the massive 1.5 billion loan for the renovation, that they would rather stay in an unloved temporary home than lose a few million euros by moving into a smaller, albeit legendary capacity. The fans are paying the emotional price while the club plays a desperate financial waiting game. And finally, there's the truly ugly side of this global mega project. The reports that have flown mostly under the radar. The primary contractor, Turkish firm Limak, who won the bid partly by promising the fastest turnaround, has faced intense scrutiny and massive fines. Inspections uncovered hundreds of labor violations, 16,000 hours of unpaid overtime, wages below the minimum, dismissals of workers trying to defend their rights. There were even reports of illegal workers from places like Palestine being employed on the site. This is the cost of a rushed, aggressive timeline fueled by financial desperation. To meet those impossible deadlines, worker welfare was seemingly pushed aside. A club that prides itself on being Mekayang Club, more than a club, has its iconic home built on a foundation of alleged labor exploitation and massive fines. That's a stain that's going to stick, long after the last tile is laid. So, the delay in the Camp Nou's reopening is a toxic cocktail of arrogance and adversity. Overpromising to the fans and city council, the absolute necessity of hitting financial targets for the loan repayments, and sadly, the human cost of a breakneck construction pace. The latest official date being targeted is a partial return soon, with a final completion by the end of 2026. But until the city is satisfied on safety, and until the club is satisfied on the revenue it can squeeze out of the reduced capacity, we'll be stuck in this limbo. It's a sad saga. It proves that even the most beautiful projects are often built on the ugliest realities. What do you think? Is the city council right to prioritize safety? Or is this just more bureaucratic nonsense? Let me know in the comments below. Like this video, subscribe for more deep dives, and I'll see you next time.